this video, I'm going to show you how to deadlift properly. We're going to start with what is called the hip hinge, and then we'll progress to a dumbbell or kettlebell deadlift, and then into a bar deadlift. It's important that you do these progressions and you learn the correct form because if not done properly, you could injure yourself. This is going to translate into everyday life because when you go and pick stuff up, if you know how to properly deadlift, then you're going to be able to pick that stuff up with ease and with lower risk of injury. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first progression that needs to be learned before we continue with our deadlifts is hip hinging. Hip hinging is simply pushing the hips out while keeping the back straight, the core tight, and loading all the way onto your hamstrings. I'm going to show you a hip hinge really quick, and then I'm going to show you how to use the broomstick to kind of ensure that proper form. So you're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart, slightly turned out or straight, whatever is comfortable to you, similar to the squat. You are going to tighten your core. Like I told you, pull your belly button to your spine. You are going to bring your shoulders back and down, and you want to maintain a neutral spine the entire way while pushing just with your hips backwards. So notice I'm not going to overextend my back, I'm not going to crank my neck, it's all going to be in a neutral line. I'm going to go back. See, all the weight is loaded onto my hamstrings, and then I'm going to come forward. Push back and forward, maintaining that neutral spine. We're going to use a PVC pipe or a broomstick to ensure that your back is straight. Now, a way to achieve this with the broomstick, if you're not quite sure that you're maintaining a neutral spine, or to get used to it, is you're going to take the broomstick and you're going to hold it against your back, making sure it's placed on your head, your upper back, and your lower spine all at the same time. Okay, so you're going to hold it, slightly bend your knees, and then you're just going to push your hips back. It's going to touch all three places the entire time. Hips back. You should feel your hamstrings load and tighten. And if your hamstrings are extremely tight, then you're going to feel it a lot quicker. You're not going to be able to go down as far. Now, what a lot of people do when they deadlift is, if you don't maintain a neutral spine, is you'll see people curve their back to go pick something up like that, or they'll stick their butt out and kind of pull with their butt first. So this is really teaching you, your chest moves with your hips. So you go back, come forward. So once you feel that you have mastered hip hinging and we've gone over it, I will move you into what is called a Romanian deadlift or a stiff leg deadlift. They're the same thing. You might see it as RDL. And what that is you're going to start with the weight already up, whether it be 2 dumbbells at your sides, whether it be a kettlebell, whether it be a barbell right here. It's going to start up and simply going to be you hip hinging back. You can slightly bend your knees, but it's all going to be hamstring and glute focused. So you're going to load your hamstrings as much as you can and then pull back up. I'll demonstrate using the broomstick again. Okay, so shoulder width apart for your feet. You're going to have, if this is a barbell or dumbbells, you're going to have it just resting on your thigh. Your hands are going to be placed, I always take my thumb and I do it a thumb length away from my thigh, and then I wrap around. Okay, so you're going to start with your shoulders back again, core tight, and you're going to hip hinge down, keeping the weight as close to you as possible. You're going to go down as far as you can, and then you're going to come back up, go down as far as you can. You can slightly bend your knees, and back up. All right? And you're going to feel a lot of tension on the hamstrings and the glutes for this exercise. The reason I want you to keep the barbell or weight as close to you as possible, if it's farther away from you, you're going to more than likely curve your back. So notice if I let it go away from me, I'm putting a lot more tension on my back than I need to. So we want to keep it close as possible when doing that. And then of course the final progression will be the normal deadlift. In normal deadlifts, the weight starts from the ground and then you pick it up. So if you had a barbell, it would probably have some plates on the side. It would already be on the ground. And you're gonna place your feet under the bar. You want the bar to kind of be on top of the laces of your feet. So, and then hands placed right where I told you to for the first time. And you would hip hinge down as far as you can, and then bend your knees to meet the bar. And that's the position you want to start in. Okay, so right about here. Notice it's not a squat, so you're not chest up completely, but it's also not completely butt up. So it's somewhere in the middle. So like I said, usually I hip hinge down as far as I can, and then meet the bar. And you are then going to engage your lats. So you're going to pull your shoulders back. You're going to take the tension out of the bar. You'll hear a click. You're going to slightly pull up on the bar. Take all the tension out of the bar, and then you're going to drive up using your heels and pick the weight up. Okay? Remember, your neck stays neutral. And that's how you perform a deadlift. I know there's a lot to this movement. We'll work together as you send me videos and I can make critiques. Don't worry if you don't get it right away. Okay, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of repetition, and you will eventually get it.